Yeah, as well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I should go here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, we are here. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. Welcome everyone. Unfortunately, we are 25 minutes late, but inshallah we will do our discussion for 1 hour, inshallah. So 7:25. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have been studying from the Quran, section Naml, 27th section of the Quran. We will come here. And we are studying selected verses from the Quran. Now, the point was for me to select these verses, especially these verses, to draw the attentions to everyone how the Quranic message works together with the universe's message, creational message, and verbal message. How do they really work together? So to show this, I have selected many verses from the Quran because I feel that this is the most, if not unknown, but neglected aspect of the Quran. There are many people who, of course, study the Quran from different perspective, but I took the task for myself, what is neglected about the Quran? Let me study on it, and I have been doing this study for decades. That is why I am very fond of the Quran, how the Quran works hand in hand with the creation. In fact, I call it sorry? No. Now, 3 channels together. 3 channels work together. One is the universe speaks. The other one is the Quran, the verbal speech of God speaks. How about the third one? Can you guess, anyone? The Prophet's lives. Yeah, but before this, the Quran and the prophetic life works together. Now, how about the third one, that we have to study the Quran alongside with this side, especially you friends, I wouldn't say guys, it's so, but you friends are very much involved in it. Our human side. Human side. So we have to see the correlation between these 3 elements. Of course, Quran speaks in a way that we have to understand how universe is witnessing to the truthfulness of the message of the Quran, because fundamentally, Quran and the universe are, by definition, this is by definition, they come from the same source. Quran says, whoever created the universe is speaking here. And we say, okay, how can I trust you? It's very easy. I am the creator of the universe. This is my work. Witnesses to my characteristics, my qualities, and you will find in my speech, I am making the same message through what I am demonstrating in my work. It's very easy. So if anybody says, God inspired me something, so I am narrating what I have received from God. You say, welcome. Okay. Let me say what you received from God. And we have the very secure evidence. I can check whether this claim really corresponds to what the creation says. I can examine it, very physical examination. Go and see what the universe says, the existence says, what I say. I likened to this case to a very, very simple example. Here is the machine, and there is a booklet next to it. What's this? Manuals, user's manual. Oh, no, can I trust this booklet? And user's manual, it says, it speaks in such a way that, for example, do this, start this way, and proceed in this way. You will end up with this, you will end up with this. I have to do it, see it in the machine, how it operates, and if I see that the user's manual is working exactly when I apply to the universe, to the machine, and then I am sure even the booklet doesn't say that I am prepared by the writer of the maker of this machine. Even doesn't say, oh, whoever wrote this must be the one who is the engineer of the machine. It's very simple, isn't it? But this is taken for granted that my example is, I am the one who's reading it. I think I would welcome, man. So good to see old friends. So I am the one who is reading it. I am the one who is applying it. I am the one who is really seeing that, this is wonderful. Now, appreciating it and understanding it. And I am using my feeling. For example, yes, the machine is made in such a way, but it is not really available for me to use it. Too heavy, or I can't really see it, or it's ugly. So it doesn't correspond to me. So I say, okay, machine is here, the user's handbook is here, but it works, but it's no good for me. What shall I do with it? This is why we have to bring into this relationship human feelings. It must satisfy human expectations, especially. This is the very important problem, because nowadays people are suffering from many. You know that by profession, as far as I know. Did you know each other? No. So, okay. Yeah. So, same profession. These friends are therapists working here. I don't think you need it. Since you are here, you don't need it. Don't worry. But if you know somebody who needs it, you can refer, inshallah. Okay. But this friend said, because he's an old guy, he knows for how many years that you have been attending this too. More than 10, maybe 10 years. Yeah. Maybe.
Like 7 years.
7 years, okay. So that's fair enough. So this friend said, the prophet. I said, later on. Because to bring in the prophet into equation needs a little bit background information. What was the function of the prophet? What is expected from it? Of course, and also there are some problems that we may face there with narrations about the prophet's life and what he did is very difficult to understand. So I have been working on it with some friends, how we should really evaluate hadith narrations. The hadith narrations means, do you know what hadith narrations? No. The sayings of the prophet have been recorded historically, narrated to us, but it is very difficult to read it. Why? Some ethical ones, moral advice ones, it's easy, it's general statements for, but the other sides may be very problematic. The problem is, prophet is a historical person, but mission he performed is not historical. As if he is the prophet who brought this book, should not be historical, because is the universe historical? Every day fresh. Now, the Quran also should be read in a way that it is every day fresh. It means it is easy to interpret and understand, as we have been doing and we will continue to do. How are we going to update the Quranic message? It means understand within it doesn't mean that we are going to interpret it in a strange way. No, but understand it in terms of the conditions of our time. That is why contemporary readings of the Quran, again, in another project, we are working on it. Contemporary readings of the Quran, interpretations of the Quran, contemporary. Because if the universe is fresh every day, if the universe is new every day, so God is manifesting his qualities in the form of action every day, fresh. So that is called by the scholars universality of the Quran, because as universe is universe, it is universal. Almost they know, you know that people keep talking about constants, never change. But the product is continuously changing. Every day a new creation. As the Quran says, I am every day at a new action. So, it's very famous verse. Most of the people who are familiar with the Quran knows it. So, Quran also, in his language, so universal language, he uses it, narrates something historical, but the message is obvious that universal, cannot be really reduced to a certain historical context. But when it comes to the prophet, it is not that easy. Why? Prophet is a human being, like you and me. So lived within the conditions of his life took place like you and me. Now we are experiencing the life of 21st century. He experienced the life of 7th century. So he spoke in terms of 7th century. Apart from the Quran, his own treatment was or took place within the 7th century context. And geographical limitations were the same. Why? As we are now here, we are in New York. It means somewhere in the on the globe of Earth. But he lived in Saudi Arabian Peninsula. I always confuse Arabian Peninsula. The lifestyle was completely different. So his practice of the message within his time limitations, within his geographical limitations, took place according to the conditions of that time and place. It is understandable that he will practice it within this context. So when we read the narrations tell about the prophet's life, which took place within his own context. But how are we going to see the universal side of the message? It means Muhammad is Muhammad, but messenger of God, Muhammad, gives a dimension. For example, now, let's say a person, we can make a general statement here. This person's name is Sultan, no? But Sultan means nothing, but he's a pharmacist. No, he's a pharmacist. He practices pharmacy and also runs a pharmacy or drugstore. Yeah. So we will see that when I need something medical, any medical aid or drug, I will go ask him because his profession is what? Pharmacy. So I won't ask him, I'm going to make a building. Please, can you draw a blueprint or plan for it? He's not an architect. So his personality, his physical living conditions are different from his profession. So profession of Muhammad was what? Messengership. It means, but messengership has two dimensions. We have to understand this carefully. Every messenger is, first, he is living in his life, yeah, and receiving the message from the Creator and transferring it to the people. Never touches it. For example, let's go back. Imagine we are in his time. He received the first year of his messengership appointment. He didn't know. He was surprised that something happened to him and something is forcing him. This is the message from your God. Go and convey the message, transfer the message to the people. What's going on? There is no physical being in front of him. So he was so surprised. And he couldn't believe that it is something really true. That is what he narrates himself. And he went home trembling. And his wife said, no, God doesn't cheat you. You are a nice man. I know you are a trustworthy man. So everybody knows it in that city or town, a small town during that time. It is a small town. That time was something like sub-town of our standards. Whatever. And it continued, understood and satisfied that he was appointed by God. So as he was appointed by God, we understand now His mission is two. First, very easy. Whatever he was taught, convey it. Welcome. So convey it. Fine. It's easy, isn't it? If you receive something, you just transfer it to them. But it is not easy to taste the risk. What is the risk? First time he received the verse, he said, that's it, finish. You cannot change it. You cannot edit it. You cannot do anything to it. And it is valid until as long as this message continues. If there is another prophet, then until the new prophet comes. Otherwise, that is for everyone, for 14 centuries, still the same. And it is still applicable. It is interesting. It is applicable today that we can practice it if only we know how to read it. You cannot apply it through translations, reading translations in English. So it doesn't make justice to this universal message. So you have to be really working on it quite a long time. But another thing is, he is like me, you and me. What does it mean, like you and me? You receive the message. If you are convinced that it is from your creator, it is from the creator of the universe. If you are convinced that, which the prophet was convinced, definitely, otherwise he wouldn't carry on the mission. But of course, the creator knows who will be loyal, who will be honest to the message, trustworthy. So he was convinced. If you are convinced that, you have to do something definitely or act accordingly. Would you do it? Definitely, you have to do it. Otherwise, it would be wrong. It would contradict your reality. So what does it mean? You have to do it. For example, if I am ill, really desperately ill, and I go to the doctor, says, sure, you have to take this medicine. I go to Sultan and give you this medicine, get it, and I have to cure myself because I am desperately in need of it. Let's say I'm in pain. So I have to take it. So the prophet is the first one convinced about it and must be expected to practice it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be an honest person to convey the message. He wouldn't be appointed because messengership is not really gained through work, study, appointed. So he practiced it in the perfect way, but he did it within his own time and geographical location limitations. So we have to read the narrations about his life and understand it, update it. How can I apply it to my living conditions? This needs, again, speciality, expertise. So if we are not experts, then we have to take courses. For example, because the Sultan doesn't mind, that's why I will take his position. How many years you have studied in order to become a pharmacist from the age of 5 or 6? What? Of course, every stage of your study ended up with becoming a pharmacist. So 20 years?
No. It's from the age of 5 and 30 years.
Yeah, 20 years. So you have studied 20 years in order to become a pharmacist. Can you claim that you know everything about all the drugs that you are selling? No, You need more, eh? More. Do you think there is an end in studying pharmacy so that we reach the end and pharmacy departments are closed because we have solved all the problems? Is it possible? Does it look like possible? It doesn't look like, it's obvious, isn't it? Because the creation is taking place in such a way that the more you dig underneath, more interesting, delicate, and endless you go into it, creation. So it must be the same in his speech. But can we know everything anytime we want? Can we? No, we have to study grade by grade, level by level, uncover it, like this. So we have to study more and more and more. That is why it needs studying seriously. But, okay, so that you will say, I am somehow aware of it, but maybe, I don't think you did, you are a smart guy, but the first year as you were getting familiar with pharmacy, maybe in the college level, you said, I know how it works because I studied chemistry. Have you? Yeah. So you studied chemistry. You may feel that now, yeah, I am a little bit familiar with this subject now. As I understand the doctors, the second year, the third year, after learning something, they think that somehow they are really grasping the subject. But as they become more and more specialist, they become more and more modest. So like the tree, fruit tree, so when the fruit tree first starts blossoming, it is fresh, up, straight. But as the fruit starts growing, when the fruit ripe, it is branches are low. Rather than look what work I did. This is an example. Actually, the Muslim scholars use it a lot. So the more you know, the more modest you are expected to be. And reality is like this as well. The more we realize the deep meaning of the Quranic message, the more we understand, wow, I know almost nothing. So there's a great scholar, actually, I appreciate him in the UK. There is a very great scholar. I think he's a professor at Oxford or Cambridge, Oxford. Anyways, he maybe he has been studying. He's a very old guy. I am old, but he's older than me. You can imagine how old. He started studying Islamic studies. He wasn't a Muslim. So, and then became interested in the Quran and also eloquence of the Quran, rhetoric of the Quran, specialized. Very recently, very recently, 4 or 5 years ago, what he said, I think I get what the Quranic message, the gist of the Quranic message. After how many years? I don't know, maybe 45, 50 years. I think I get really the message, the sweetness of the message. That is how the classical scholarship were. Nowadays, we cannot really spend our, for example, can you imagine a person studying the Quran for at least 18 hours a day? So 6 hours is for sleep, and then the rest, even while eating, No, it is impossible. Even not 18 minutes that we can spare every day regularly. So they used to study this at least 50, 60 years and then write a commentary on it. And then when they write, they don't really write. What they do, they, how do you say, teach or lecture, and the students take notes quickly. That is why oral culture required, oral scholarship required. Most of the scholars, the classical scholars and the Greek scholars, they didn't sit and write and correct it and edit it. No, they lecture, that Hellenistic, they call it Meshayun in Arabic, something philosophers like that. I cannot really pronounce the word. Not Presbyterian, no. Something, does anybody know? So anyways, in English, I know in Arabic. So they were walking, speaking to their friends, questioning, and they were writing notes behind it. Most of the books we read, Republican or something, so philosophers' books, they are all written in this way. Muslim scholarship was the same. And also Jewish scholarship was the same. It is a very classical way. Now, they wrote the book. That is why they wrote 60 volumes of books on commentaries on the Quran. How do you say, how can you? No, speaking as if recording, because the shorthand writing in Arabic also is very possible. And students used to take it and work on it. Now, we have to understand that when we read the English translations, oh, this is very simple, isn't it? But we have to bear in mind, it is not true only for the Quran. It is true for the great, for example, Russians literature, and some German, again, German literature is great, French literature are great, but Russian is amazing, really. And of course, they need studying. I mean, in the department of, or the faculties of literature, English literature or whatever, they studied it and they become professors. They investigate more and more and more deeper meanings in it. This is understandable. We have to bear in mind at this stage that Quran needs speciality. First, universe needs speciality. So you are a pharmacist. Have you ever studied geography? No. Astronomy? No. But needs speciality, isn't it? So universe is, for example, nowadays, computer, AI, the programs are improving. We don't know where is it heading, really. It means discovering more and more and more. The same nature the universe has, speech has, and you know much better than everyone else, including myself, definitely, human psychological side. Is there any limit to it, to study, to understand human emotions? Impossible, isn't it? But on the surface, you get something and try to help people. But deep down, can anyone claim that I know human psychology, how it works perfectly? Everybody is a unique case. Everyone. that is exactly the same. Every creature in the universe is a unique case. Every word in the revelation must be a unique case and dealt with seriously. And also, what our friend Tarek said, Prophet Muhammad's actions and sayings also must be taken seriously as a unique case. Now, in his actions, why I am giving this detailed explanation? First of all, if you speak to a Muslim, now exposing to the Muslim people yourself, you start hearing the Prophet says this. Yeah, but we have to be very careful whether this person is aware of what he is narrating. He is narrating what he read, most the translation. If it is a scholar, there are scholars, of course, the original language they narrated. Okay, fine. But we have to understand this narration. For example, I have seen Prophet saying Khalid this, right? Or he was speaking in the prayer room of his time, which is called, are you familiar with the word masjid? Yeah, okay, good. It's easy, makes it easy. In the masjid, spoke this, but the Prophet spoke half an hour, and we see two sentences or one sentence or two sentences. It means the one who heard, listened to him, selected with two sentences, and most probably these two sentences are taken out of its context. We have to know that somebody must be really specialized in the subject that, now, this is what attracted the narrator's attention. It means it was his interest. And if I am sure, if another person narrated something from the same speech, he would pick up another sentence and put it in another context. Isn't that the special case for everyone? Now, that is why I say it needs speciality. Otherwise, we have to know our capacity. Now, I can get this much. Now, first of all, feel comfortable to sit and to, as you like. Feel comfortable. There is no rule here. The rule means to be a human being. That's it. Okay. Now, we understand that if you hear somebody narrating the verse from the Qur'an, you know that this is what this guy understood, this friend understood, with a good intention. With a good intention. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't rely on it, but at the same time see the capacity. He may know Arabic, he may have grown up in a Muslim atmosphere, and he might have learned a lot, but still, even listening to me with the same intention. As much as this person took it, understood it, and these points attracted his attention. Let me see if I can adapt it as much as possible to my life. Otherwise, nothing is absolute in this world. No one has the authority to say last sentence about it. No, that is obvious. So see the capacity accordingly, take precaution, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't rely on anyone. So a primary school student relies and really admires his or her teacher. But her teacher is at the most not very well educated person. I mean, maybe a graduate from a college. Now, maybe training, you see. But he admires it. But as he grows, graduates from the university and then does PhD, still respects his primary school teacher, but he knows much better than. So we have to understand this reality. Accordingly, we will listen to Muslims and scholars, but notice that I am learning something, but it's not absolutely the last sentence to say about the truth. So prophet is the one who received the message. And of course, for example, all of you receive the message, try to apply it to your life. Prophet is the best example of receiving the message and applying it in his life. So if he is the best example, we have to take it seriously. Very seriously. Why? He is the best possible example of the practice of the message. But still, problem is not arrived to the end or complete in his living conditions. Oh, that is another side. I have to bring it into my living conditions. But in order to do that, that is why I have really spent a lot of time on this introductory subject. It needs really speciality. It needs expertise or sometime work on it as much as you can, So, for example, if I need a drug, I don't really rely, a person who studied the first year in pharmacy, taking the pharmacy example today. So, first year in pharmacy, but I really prefer graduates and maybe doing some practices. Yeah, I rely better, my friend Sultan, not because it's my friend, his profession. Appreciate his profession rather than first year. So there are differences, but at the same time, everybody says something truth. Can we get absolute truth? No. No, that is why we have to be honest. This world, no one can say that I know what is going on in the existence of the universe. Absolutely impossible. Humanly impossible. But it is open-ended. We have to appreciate it. So we cannot expect anyone to represent the absolute truth. But it doesn't mean that there is no absolute truth. Universe is absolute truth. The perfect creation. Can we get the absolute truth from a scientist? No. It is at his level, he understands. So we have to appreciate as much as he knows, but he knows better than me. That's why I have to trust. But again, I have to understand that this is not the representative of absolute truth. That is why we are human beings. We have to be humble. And this person also must be humble to admit that, look, this is as much as I understand. Of course, it is a kind of, how do you say, not proportionate, but disproportionate. The less knowledge the more claim. The more knowledge, the less claim. If you go to a very, very experienced specialist in medicine, doctor, he says, look, you seem to be, my diagnosis is as a result of the symptoms I see, you seem to have this problem. But you know, every person is special. But I cannot guarantee that if you take this medicine, definitely will cure it, because this medicine is a general treatment. Not, you may have special, sorry? The human body works in a way, metabolism, it may react. Yeah, it may react. I go, of course, as an old man, I go to hospital quite frequently. So if they want to give me something, the first thing they ask me, are you allergic to this? Yeah, have I ever tried this? It means I'm a special case, maybe. So they know it. So what, but if there is a student who's the last year, final year in medicine, he says, take this medicine, it really cures it. Guarantee, speaks guarantee. So we have to understand that is disproportionate. The big claim, it means this person is not doing it. So the more modest, let me take it seriously. That is what the reality of life. Now, shall we do at this one example? Look at this. Bismillah. For the recording case or sake, I will read it the original language. So if somebody listens later on, it is on YouTube now. أَمَّنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَأَنزَلَ لَكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَنبَتْنَا بِهِ حَدَائِقَ ذَاتَ بَهْجَةٍ مَا كَانَ لَكُمْ أَن تُنبِتُوا شَجَرَهَا أَإِلَٰهٌ مَعَ اللَّهِ. This phrase is going to be repeated quite many times. أَإِلَٰهٌ مَعَ اللَّهِ. I will give the translation. بَلْ هُمْ قَوْمٌ يَعْدِلُونَ. Now, let's go here. This is again Naml, 27th section of the Quran, and verse 16. Who is it that created the heavens? Who is it? And earth? It's a question. It means Quran asks this question to me, to you, to everyone. Think about it. Who is it that created the heavens and earth? Who? At least we can ask this question. Who can be? Or what can be? Although the Arabic language says who, but sometimes Quran uses what? It means free thinking. We have to think. Can it happen by itself, really? Can it come into existence just accidentally like that? Can anything happen accidentally by itself in a perfect way? Right? The universe, samawat wa-ard, it means heavens and earth, means in the Quranic context, the universe. Who or what? Because when the Quran uses who, it means man in Arabic, not ma. Ma is ambiguous. What is it? So man refers to conscious being, thinking conscious being. So conscious being, because don't you see that the universe must be explained in a way that it is a conscious action. For example, if you say, this machine, can you say that this machine is made by something who has no conscious, no knowledge, no thinking? Is it possible? So that's why I don't say, what made this machine? I say, who made this machine? That's why Quran uses man, who in Arabic, man. So who is it that created the heavens and earth? The universe. Let's make it simple. What do you think? Think about it, it means in the question. Straight away question. So, okay, leave the Arabic original language. Who sends down water from the sky for you? This is important for you because we are the addressee of the Quran first. And also, we see that I am communicating with the creation. So creation is, or is expected to be taken by me as if it is created for me. I'm communicating with it. Even I may not be able to reach out the depths of it in microcosm and in macrocosm. I cannot reach the end of the universe. I cannot reach the end of the particles. Go and go and go, pieces by pieces. They come another complicated problem. So more and more people are, they say we found the atom, all right? So even the Greek philosophers talk about atom, and the Quran also talks about atom and dharra, the smallest particle. But nowadays, atom is a big word. Particles are. So every particle has many other combinations in it, deeper and deeper. We cannot get to the end. It must be with arrangement, but the result is perfectly working. For example, if I go into the machine here and see the parts, every part is finely designed. Fine. So if you take one of them, computer is crashed. Doesn't work. Universe is like this. So can you say that really it is prepared for me that I'm using it now and also perfectly done by a conscious being? So he says, for you is important. For you is important. Why? We are benefiting from it. We can communicate from it. We are not alien to it. So even something I like, I want to get it. I dislike, I want to avoid it. So communication is mutual. So I can relate it that I can say the rain is coming down for me. This flower, the gardens are, or plants are growing for me. Although I get one piece, doesn't matter. It is for me. I could have get this one, this one, this one. Sun, the best example. The sun, if there were no, not only human beings, plants, animals, living beings, do you need the sun as it is now for your existence? You can say sun is serving me. Sun is for me. That is why for you, who sends down water from sky for you? It's very interesting. It's been deliberately arranged. Now we have to remember the four channels of working together, confirming each other, and that is why we have to feel comfortable about what is right, what is wrong. Now the universe, the summary, of course, universe and the speech of the creator of the universe, and human feelings, the creator of the human feelings, and of course the centrality of the human feelings. As far as we are concerned, we are conscious of everything. For other creatures, none of my business. Don't talk about it. You know, dogs don't understand. No, we don't know. Leave it. As far as I am concerned, sun is created for me. And Khalid also say, no, Ali, I'm sorry, sun is created for me. You can say it. But if you don't mind, I can tell you. Listen, you can tell us, sun is for me. The others are benefiting from it. It doesn't matter. It is not really preventing it. We are not sharing the sun. No, everybody fully using the benefiting from the sun. Fully for me, fully for you. That is an interesting combination between universe and me, because we are created by the same creator. So he put me in the center as far as I am concerned. So everything, universe is mine. Yeah, exactly. The very, very early students of the Qur'an, the Prophet, Imam Ali, that what Imam Ali was saying, I am the microcosm of the universe. If I grow physically, I become a universe. If universe shrinks, becomes a human being. This much interlocated, integrated with each other, interrelated with each other. So amazing this, seeing that universe, me, now, let alone the Quran now and the prophetic example, but universe and me are coming from the same source. Whoever created me must be the creator of the universe. The connection that we have to do today is, now I cannot separate myself from the universe, and without me, universe may not be appreciated as far as I am concerned. That's why Muslim scholars say, dude, if I don't appreciate the creation of the universe and accordingly join its functioning, because it is demonstrating the qualities of its creator. It is so amazing. The Quran keeps saying that universe, every single part of the universe, demonstrating the quality of God's greatness. Exactly the same thing. If I really study this computer, even mechanical side of it or program side of it, what I am expected to understand that now every piece says that this phrase I keep repeating, or that extremely important, every piece of the computer declares one thing. That's what the Quran says. Inshallah, we can study when it comes time to this kind of verses. Every piece of the computer says, I am done only by the engineer of the whole computer. Can you say this? When you study, you say, oh, put this small piece here. This person must know how the whole computer is working. So Quran says, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. This for my recording, I don't want to show it that I know a little bit Arabic. No, it is nothing. Everybody knows this if you are growing in a Muslim family. So every single, there is nothing, the Quran says, there is nothing, a single being which doesn't really glorify God. Tasbihat means how great my creator is. He is the creator of the universe. We should appreciate the value of this intertwinedness of the Quran. In his expression, the Quran, but the universe as well. Universe is physical appearance of it. Every single being is declaring, I am the product of the creator of the universe. Like every single piece of the computer is declaring, I am the product of the whole engineer of this computer. Every program says, every piece of the program says, I am the product of the whole programmer, perfectly in its place, created. That's why Imam Ali is amazed, saying that as a human being, I must be aware that what the universe is declaring, I must join it. I must join it, their declaration. So if they say our creator, or my creator is great, which is in Arabic, everybody knows, you must have heard, maybe Allahu Akbar. So I have to say Allahu Akbar, join, because I am a part of it, I am aware of it, and I have been given the consciousness to join this universe. So, who sends down water from the sky for you, with which we cause God, we cause gardens of delight to grow. It is purposeful. Out of water, how many different plants and animals are created? That's one single material, water. How many products are produced? Lately, I heard 6 million. Perfectly working. But some of them, most of them, extinguished. But, let's see, one day we will see that the new generation, not for us, even the pigeons became late, very rare. You never know what is going on in the global problems, this nuclear waste. It's very, very damaging. Okay, we created gardens of delight for you, beautiful gardens. Behçe means beautiful. You enjoy it. Okay, this is Arabic one. Could there be, you have, I missed one phrase there, you have no power to make any of its trees grow in the garden. I'm not expecting this is a challenging verse. I'm not expecting you to grow the garden. No. Take one tree. Of course, this is a modest way of challenging it. In another parts of the Quran, it says, one cell, please. Create one cell. You know what cell is? It is amazing. One cell. It is so never, let's say it in a word, or amazing manufacturing, plant factory. Each second, tuk, they say 6,000 chemical reaction is taking. You must have read in chemistry, if you have, or not chemistry, biology. Maybe chemistry, maybe biology. 6,000 different chemical reaction is taking place. I'm not expert. I'm just narrating what I read. I was so amazed. Even the Quran said here, you have no power to make any of its trees grow in them. One of them. No, you cannot make in even one cell of a tree. Now, because can you imagine most of people like me don't know anything about biology, chemistry. If you could say one cell, what are they talking about? So Quran speaks to general public. According to general public, no, I don't want all forest created. No. One tree, you can't. But from the very beginning said, you cannot. What does it mean? How can you refer this wonderful creation to nature itself, accident? You are a conscious being. You can think, you can calculate, you can develop, improve. And you cannot do it. How about matter? What is this? Don't be ridiculous, as the Quran claims it. So, and then Quran again asks, question, it's a question. It's not translation's way of saying it. Could there be any divine power, divine being? It means creator, besides God, apart from the creator of the universe. The word, oh, our time is up, started late, okay, but still it's up now. When Quran says, God, ilahun ma'allah, ilah is any divine being, God is the one who created it, because Quran describes Allah in Arabic. You might be familiar with this word, of what you, even everybody heard it, I think. Allah, God, Quran describes it. Who is God? Who is God? Rabbul Alamin. Allahu Rabbul Alamin. Alamin means what? Again, the words. Words means everything included in the universe you can imagine. The minute, the greatest, doesn't matter. Whoever, for example, whoever, say, let's see, this is the computer, and there is a mark here saying, this computer designed by, we can use the same word now, Sultan. Now, it means, what does it mean? Sultan is not a designer of one piece, all piece. God says, this is my signature. God, i.e., you understand all? Yeah, that is, I'm going to explain, the one who gives existence, maintains, sustains, takes care of, continues to create. What I mean by this. That's why, do you believe in God? Yeah. How? Conclusion. Now, Quran says you are expected to believe in ghaib. Ghaib means conclusion about you never seen, physically experienced, but there must be. For simple, again, simple, I love simple examples. Computer. When I look at it, oh, this program works perfectly. This programmer, whoever he is, must be a genius man. Have you seen? Have you encountered it? How do you know? Work is here. I don't know the person. I don't, even somebody says, for example, this friend, wonderful friend there, this is the first time you are joining. Yeah? Yeah, okay. All right. So I don't know this friend. Is it okay? Okay. So I've seen, he comes to me and says, by the way, I am the engineer of this or programmer of this program, or, oh, my name is such and such. Well, I'm not really here to disclose people's identity. So, but close friends. Khalid doesn't mind. Sultan doesn't mind. Tarek, never. Anyways, so saying my name, as my signature says, or as I say, I am the designer of this computer, and comes and introduces himself to me. Can I believe in him? Because he said, I am the designer of this computer. I said, okay, you look innocent, but how can I confirm it? So regardless of knowing the friend here, if he is the maker of this universe, I really believe this brother exists. Even I never seen him. Do I need to see him? Excuse me, if I see him, it wouldn't make any difference. Because I really believe it and confirm it. Believe means not really. I believe you are a nice person, but you turned out to be that not true. For example, it's not this word believe. Believe in the Quran is really, iman comes from emniya, emin. Emin means trustworthy, secure. For example, Dairatul Emniye means security department. You understand this? So secure. It means I am absolutely convinced and sure that this universe must have a creator. That's it. That's what the gist of the message of the Quran, God. This is called God. If someone says, do you believe in God? You can easily say, I don't know what you mean by, I really believe that the whole universe must have an absolute creator. It means he's absolute. I don't know. For example, this friend is the engineer of this computer. Now, can I say, he came and said, I am the engineer of this computer. Do I not look stupid when I say, let me see if you are here in the computer? That is what the materialist scientists are doing. Looking for the engineer of the universe, and the universe is there. Ridiculous. So they are genius people. When it comes to the source of existence, they become really incredibly, I don't want to use a bad word, as if, I cannot describe it in a kind, respectful way. How are you going to look for the engineer of the computer in the computer? What are you doing? Did you have enough sleep last night? Something like this. I can only be as kind as I am now. So, did you really? Don't have any brain. But if you condition yourself that I'm not going to accept the universe must have, look at language is delicate, must have. Not I'm saying universe, real, God is the creator of the universe. No. This is not belief in ghaib. Belief in ghaib, that's what Qur'an says. Now, you are expected to believe in ghaib. It means,
let's define the word ghaib.
Ghaib means something not describable within the computer. So not within the computer, but something out of the computer. Now it means nothing of the computer. I paraphrase it with not the creator cannot be in and of its own work. The maker of this, whatever it is, the microphone, for example, cannot be a part of, and
the building and the brick, the painting.
No. Within the work. within the work. I cannot describe it with the con. For example, the architect of this building is another existent. No, being in this universe, can I really, as a human being, I had the experience, but can I liken the architect to any part of this building? So that he's not like, he's like this, he's like this. Ridiculous. He must have another level of existence, which is beyond imagination for me, because I can only think in terms of this universe. This is what we have to have, this fundamental understanding of what belief is. Today, we are going all fundamental matters now. Question, could there be any divine power beside God? In parentheses, the source of existence of the universe. Must be a source of existence of the universe. Who is it? What is it? How do you know? That is my conclusion. I am a human being. I use my consciousness. So this phrase is very important, challenging question. Show me anything of this universe which could be, ever could be, a part, a part, sorry, I'm confusing. It could be the maker of the universe. Then how are you explaining the existence of the whole universe? Huh? Is there any way for your logic? And I am a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I believe in God. Jews also say, I believe in God. Hindus say, we believe in God. Yeah, that is why we believe. So do you believe in God? Yeah, I am a Muslim. I was brought up or, raised up by a Muslim family. So we believe this, which I don't like this language. We believe in God. Is it really belief or transformation of the culture? It means let's say, since I was born in Turkey, I can say, in Turkish cuisine, we make rice in this way. That's correct. This is my culture, it means. And I'm sharing this culture. If I was grown in Pakistan, definitely they will say, do you call it rice, really? You have to taste biryani, man. So you understand this? No. This kind of things. We believe in God. That is where the differences are arising. I am a Christian, I am a Jew, because of social identity. But Qur'an says you have to have individual identity. What you believe personally. What? Tell me, you believe. It must be your conclusion. Don't narrate me your cultural heritage. Don't say we. But isn't that true that we believe in God, the Muslims and Christians and Jews? Yeah, but it's a sociological event. It is not my psychological conclusion. It means as a psych, not psych really, it's not right word. It's a person, individual person. So don't use common language when it comes to belief matter. But you can say, we Muslims pray in this way, because it is not belief matter. It is a conclusion of belief. In practical terms, what I practice that, we believe in this way. Yeah, really, we believe in this way. But belief is individual matter. That is another dimension of the importance of this introduction today. So the language continues after this challenging question, that we have to remember this and apply it to ourselves. No, but they are people who take others to be equal with God. It means يعدلون means straight away from the right road. Can you imagine somebody is driving on the highway and goes out of the highway? Of course, that is what يعدل means here. So this is, and I don't want to go into Arabic, but to those people, I don't know if you know adele. Yeah, it means justice. But
That's not confused.
adele is out of justice. That is what the structure of Arabic changes the meaning. Some verses are like this. Reverses it when the form changes. This is one of them. So if someone really studies, we are about to close, about to finish.
You just bring something downstairs to somebody who's waiting.
How are we going to stop? Let's stop then.
You wanna stop?
Let's stop
Okay,
now.
sure.
So they are going out of the right track. Now, those people who don't believe in it. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, it is already, I'm sorry, it is already 15, 20 minutes, more than 1 hour. This introduction took place. We have to close and then we can talk. Each of the recording should stop. Yeah? If you don't mind, please. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة.